Have you ever imagined a world without unions? Let's take a moment to ponder this question. Picture a world where the workplace is a wilderness, a free-for-all where the mightiest rule and the weakest struggle. Without unions, workers would be at the mercy of their employers with no collective voice to champion their rights. The scales of power would be tilted heavily in favor of the employers, leaving employees vulnerable to exploitation. Imagine the long, grueling hours with no guarantee of overtime pay or even a fair wage. Picture the unsafe working conditions with no one to insist on safety regulations or to hold employers accountable for negligence. Without unions, there would be no one to fight against discriminatory practices, leaving workers susceptible to unfair treatment based on race, gender, age, or any other factor that should have no place in determining a person's worth or opportunities. Unions provide a much-needed counterbalance, ensuring that the interests of workers are represented and respected. They negotiate for fair wages, secure benefits, and safe working environments. And they stand up against discrimination and unfair treatment. They give workers a collective voice, allowing them to stand together and demand what is rightfully theirs. Without unions, the workplace could become a place of unchecked power and exploitation. The rights and welfare of workers could be easily disregarded, and the dignity of labor could be undermined. Unions are not perfect, and they have their own set of challenges. But their existence is a testament to the power of collective action and the enduring fight for workers' rights. So the next time you clock out after a fair day's work, remember the unions that fought for that right. The next time you enjoy a safe and respectful working environment, think about the collective voice that made it possible. Without unions, the power balance in the workplace could be significantly tipped. And that's something we should all care about, whether we're employees, employers, or simply concerned citizens. Because at the end of the day, a world without unions could be a world without fairness, without respect, and without dignity for workers. Unions didn't just appear overnight, they were born out of necessity. As we delve into the origins of unions in America, we must travel back to the late 18th century. During this time, the country was in the throes of the Industrial Revolution, and the working conditions were nothing short of brutal. Long hours, hazardous environments, and paltry wages were the norm. The first labor unions began to emerge in response to these harsh realities. The skilled craftsmen of the time, who took great pride in their work, were the first to organize. They formed guilds to protect their craft and their livelihoods. But these early unions were small, local, and lacked the power to effect significant change. Then came the year 1827, when the Mechanics' Union of Trade Associations in Philadelphia, made up of different trade groups, staged the city's first general strike. Their demand was simple, yet revolutionary: a 10-hour workday. The success of this strike was a turning point, proving that workers could band together to demand better conditions. By the mid-19th century, the labor movement began to gain momentum. The formation of the National Labor Union in 1866 marked the first attempt to create a national labor federation. It aimed to unify diverse groups of workers to fight for common causes. Although it dissolved after a few years, it set a precedent for nationwide labor organization. The Knights of Labor followed, growing rapidly in the late 19th century. They championed an 8-hour workday and equal pay for equal work, regardless of race or gender. Despite their initial success, their influence waned due to internal conflicts and the rise of other labor organizations like the American Federation of Labor. The birth of these unions was marked by struggle and strife. Strikes, protests, and even violent clashes were common as workers fought for their rights. But through their collective efforts, they began to shift the balance of power. Thus began the era of organized labor, an era that would forever change the dynamics of the American workplace. So, what good have unions done, you might ask? Well, let's delve into that. Unions are the unsung heroes of the workforce, tirelessly fighting for improved working conditions. They're the reason we can enjoy things like the 8-hour workday and safe, hazard-free working environments. But it doesn't stop there. Unions have also been instrumental in securing fair wages, ensuring that workers are compensated appropriately for their labor. They've helped to bridge the wage gap and prevent exploitation, thereby promoting economic equality. And let's not forget the establishment of workers' rights. Unions have been at the forefront, advocating for rights like collective bargaining, the right to strike, and protection against unjust dismissal. So, while unions may not be perfect, their benefits are undeniable. They've played and continue to play a crucial role in shaping the workforce, leading us towards a future where workers are valued and protected. Unions have undeniably played a pivotal role in shaping the workforce as we know it today. But not everyone embraced the concept of unions. There's a term for this resistance, and it's known as union busting. Union busters are companies or individuals who, for various reasons, work tirelessly to prevent employees from forming or joining unions. They often employ a range of tactics, from spreading misinformation about unions, instilling fear of job loss, or even resorting to physical intimidation. Union busters emerged as a significant force in the late 19th century during the heyday of industrialization. Workers were beginning to organize themselves, demanding better wages and safer working conditions. However, not all employers were welcoming of these demands and sought to suppress them by any means necessary. Union busting continues to this day, albeit in subtler forms. It's a constant reminder of the struggles that unions have to face to ensure workers' rights and welfare. This dark side of the labor movement shows just how much resistance unions have faced. It's a testament to their resilience and the necessity of their existence. Unions are still very much a part of our society today. They are the bedrock of our workforce, providing a safety net for employees and ensuring that their rights are upheld. They are the guardians of the working class, ensuring that everyone gets a fair deal. But how can we, as individuals, support these unions? Firstly, we can join a union. This not only provides us with a sense of security and representation in our workplace, but it also strengthens the union itself. The more members a union has, the stronger its bargaining power. Secondly, we can participate actively in union activities. This could be anything from attending union meetings, participating in union elections, or even volunteering for union-led initiatives. Active participation not only strengthens the union, but also helps to foster a sense of community among its members. We can also support union-led initiatives. This could be a boycott of a company that mistreats its workers, or a call to action to support a particular policy. These initiatives are often aimed at improving the conditions of workers, and by supporting them, we are supporting the cause of workers' rights. Lastly, we can spread the word about the importance of unions. Many people are unaware of the crucial role that unions play in our society. By educating others, we can help to shift public opinion in favor of unions, and in doing so, strengthen their position in our society. Unions are not just about protecting workers' rights. They are about ensuring that everyone, regardless of their job or industry, is treated fairly and with respect. They are about creating a society where everyone has an equal opportunity to thrive. Supporting our local unions is not just about strengthening the unions themselves. It's about supporting a vision of society where everyone is treated with dignity and respect, where everyone has the right to a fair wage and safe working conditions, and where exploitation is a thing of the past. Supporting our local unions is supporting the rights and welfare of our workers. The future of unions, like much of our world, remains uncertain. The Bible even speaks of a time of great famine. This prophecy is embodied by the black horse in the book of Revelation, a symbol of scarcity and hardship. In this allegorical vision, the black horse's rider holds a pair of scales, an emblem of the balance between supply and demand. The horse and its rider are said to bring about a period of economic hardship, where basic necessities become costly, while luxuries remain untouched. This imagery is powerful and resonates with potential future challenges that workers and unions might face. Imagine a world where the cost of living skyrockets, where the prices of bread and other staples rise exponentially whilst wages stagnate. It's a world where the divide between the rich and the poor widens, where workers toil harder for less. This is the world that the black horse and its rider could symbolize, a world that might not be too far off if the balance between workers and corporations continues to tip in favor of the latter. In such a world, the role of unions becomes even more crucial. They would stand as the bulwark against the tide of economic disparity, fighting to ensure that workers are paid fair wages, that they are not exploited, that their rights are not trampled upon. Unions could be the beacon of hope in this dystopian scenario, defending the rights of the workers, ensuring that the scales of supply and demand do not tip solely in favor of those in power. The Black Horse of Revelation serves as a stark reminder of what could befall our world, our economy, our workers if the balance is lost. It underscores the importance of unions in maintaining this balance, in ensuring that the workers are not left behind in the race for profit. In this uncertain future, the need for unions to protect workers may become even more critical.